So for those of you who are not familiar with my previous videos on this gun, this is a 1907/15 Berthier that was converted to a model 1916 Berthier. And what happened was the person that had it before I did decided to sporterize it, and you can see he cut the stock off here and removed the handguard, and he left the handguard ring. I don't know why, but he removed the handguard, and they did a fairly nice job. I mean, it's got a nice little taper, it's shellacked up pretty, and all that stuff. But as you can see, it makes the gun look kind of weird because it's got such a huge, long barrel on it. And I'm a collector of milsurp rifles. I happened to pick this rifle up very, very inexpensively from a friend in a gun club who didn't know what it was, and at the time it was missing some mechanical parts inside, and I have already restored it and shot it, and I know it works okay. Here in the back of the firearm, you probably can't see it. Let me bring it up to the camera and see if you can get a look at it. But you see it actually did have the serial number in the stock, and it's been it looks like whoever shellacked it caused that to darken up a little bit, but that's basically it. But what we've done is I've gone to a place called Fox Military, which is actually in Poland. And Fox Military actually creates brand new stocks for very old guns. So this is the stock that they created for me. Now I am going to have to do some, there may be a little bit of final inletting that has to be done on this. But generally speaking, this is in really nice shape, and you can see they've inlet the holes and drilled the hole for the barrel band. Here's another hole for the front barrel band. I don't know if it's got the. I don't think it's got the hole for the. I think there's supposed to be a hole for a cleaning rod, but I don't see it there. But that's okay. I take what I can get at this point in time. And they also, as part of their service, they also re-engraved the serial numbers, and they also included the letters, the script letters, and scripted those in there, which is very nice. So basically what we're going to do is take this stock, and I also, of course, have a new top handguard, which they did correctly cut here. This cut back here is because this was a 1907/15, and the serial number on this firearm is actually here on the receiver. So when you put the new barrel, the new handguard on, you need a cut in the handguard in order to see the serial number, and they did correctly recreate that. So I'm pretty happy with that. Other newer guns, they move the serial numbers back onto the receiver and off of the barrel. So that's basically what we're going to be doing. So today what I'm going to do is take the main assembly of the gun out and try fitting it in this new stock to see how it fits. I don't have all the pieces I need yet. I still need the front barrel band that goes here, and I also need the front nose piece that goes up here, as well as the two actual barrel bands, the two barrel bands that one of them fits in like this and holds the barrel band going this way. The other one fits like this and holds the barrel band going the other way. So those are on order, but they haven't come yet. And until they come, I can't finish this. But I will finish it all in this video. There'll just be a break in the video. So I'm going to strip this guy down and try fitting him in here. I'm not going to take you through the boring details of this. I stripped this gun once already. Give me a minute and I'll show you if it fit okay or not. Okay, I have removed the main chassis of the gun, the main receiver and barrel assembly from the gun, and I've got the new stock set up here on the vise, and I'm just gonna, now I haven't installed there's a keeper piece in here, metallic piece that goes in there. I haven't installed that yet. I figured I'd take a quick look first and see how this thing looks dropped in. So here's the first attempt at this. Oh, and it seats in very well. Nice fitment, very close. Looks pretty right and tight to me. Let me just take the camera down and show you. So here it is at this end. Very, very nicely done. They did a great job with this. You can see there's very little, you know, even these tapered areas here. I'm sorry, these tapered areas here, the profile matches up great. They must have a great set of blanks and working pieces of machinery to make this happen. And even it's a little bit open here at the very back where the tang is. But again, we'll have to wait and see when we finally put this together if some of that settles in a little better. But very, very nice, fits in good and tight. That clicking sound you hear is actually the bolt moving around, not the action itself. So I think that's going to look pretty good. So I'm going to strip out some of the other metal pieces that I need to actually permanently mount this, and then try putting the combination magazine and trigger assembly in and see how that goes. So that'll be my next step. Okay, so we have the metal parts in. I just want to show you what they are. So there are two barrel stops that go all the way across with nuts on the other side, and that's the first part. And then there is this fitting, which allows you to mount the well, it doesn't allow you to mount it, but it holds, you know, goes up against this edge of the magazine assembly. And then there is this fitting, and this fitting does double duty. It holds the bolt that comes up through to grab the top rear tang, and it also holds a screw that takes care of the bottom of the trigger assembly. Two other things are the swivel, which I don't have, so I have to order a swivel, and then the butt plate. So those are the pieces that you need to transfer from the old stock to this stock. Not, you know, obviously not including the one that I don't have, which is the swivel, the sling swivel on the bottom. So now we're going to do the full assembly and see if it sets in okay. Okay, so we don't have all the parts yet, but I have done a coarse fitting. We do have two small problems. The first problem is that the ring for the handguard, I have an example of one here, and in this ring there's no, you'll notice it's open here at the top. Okay, this other ring that's actually on the gun, and this has been staked in place, and I did briefly try to remove it, but I didn't want to ruin the gun, so I didn't kill it. But you'll see that this ring is closed at the top, and not only is it closed, there's actually a piece of material inside here which is keeping the handguard from going backwards into here. So I'm probably going to have to cut a small channel. You can see I've already started penciling it. I'm going to have to cut a small channel here to get this to set all the way back. So that's the first problem. And the second problem is that the handguard, the gun is a little, it doesn't quite set all the way down in the stock. It's binding up, if I had a guess. Sorry, headshots, right? If I had a guess, I'd say it's binding up right in here, where this is not quite dropping in all the way. But I want to wait till I get a barrel band and see how closely the barrel band draws this down, because if the barrel band draws it down, I'm not going to be too terribly upset about it. So I can't do that right now because I can't get the handguard to sit all the way back where the two barrel band ledges are even, and that's because of the problem I have up here. So I'm going to wait for the rest of the parts to come in before taking this any further. Overall, I'm pretty pleased. This is coming out very nicely. You know, the gun looks like it was supposed to look, and you know, I can't wait to get the rest of the parts so I can finish putting this baby back together. Hi there, Cycle Camp here. I wanted to show you the pretty close to final result of a firearm I've been working on restoring. This is the original stock to a Berthier, French Berthier 1907/15 that was converted to a 1916, which means it went from a 3-shot basically to a 5-shot. This is the original stock. It had been sporterized. It was lacquered up. You can see the front of it here was cut off, and pretty not too bad. And also the firearm was missing some metal components. So I want to show you the result of the restoration. I now have this really beautiful stock. All the parts. The only thing I'm missing is here at the back of the gun. There is a sling ring that bolts to the very bottom of the stock, and that is missing. But other than that, I've been able to secure all the other pieces. The people in Poland who made the stock did a fabulous job. I had very little trouble with the final inletting of the stock and this top handguard as well. This top handguard is also something that they produced. And it was just a delight putting this thing back together. You can see now the stock goes all the way up the barrel like it's supposed to. The handguard does what it's supposed to do. The only piece on this firearm that is not original is this nose piece that has the stacking lug. That is a replica. I had to buy a replica for that because they just weren't available. And I may have to do something similar for the rear sling swivel. But luckily, when this firearm was sporterized, they did not modify the tangs for the bayonet. I'm not a real bayonet person, but a bayonet would slide into these, and then there's a ring here on the end of the forend that the handle of the bayonet would slide over. But this firearm, I'm really, really pleased at how well this firearm came out. Of course, it's so huge, I had to lay it on the bed. And this is a queen-size bed, just to give you a feel for how long this stupid gun is. But I'm really happy with it, and I thought I'd like to share it with everybody.